lovelies. I'm Christina with Sanctuary Within You, and I'm going to give you a mid-month pick-a-pile. But before we go into that, I wanted to spend just a couple of minutes talking about worthiness and receiving and manifesting all of your dreams. This is something that I work with most of my clients. And the thing is that in our soul, we are worthy and abundant and in full unconditional love. And in this human life, we're here to peel away the layers that has told us that that's not the truth. This is trauma, wounding patterns in your mind, in your family, culturally, religiously, socially, in however form that has been for you, that has made us in one way forget who we truly are. And I believe that that's our journey through this life. And so when it comes to worthiness, we all have different kinds of wounds for that, of feeling fully worthy. We know it in here, right? But the whole thing of embodying, feeling fully worthy, being the happiest you've ever been, being in the most amazing, loving relationships that you've ever been with, supportive friends, and being in full health, being in full abundance, being able to feel fulfilled in your daily life and be at peace with yourself and loving yourself to the brim. And so when we get to start peeling these layers, that's when we do the healing work. But then what I take my clients through, and what I see so much right now too, because we're in this transitional period as a collective in the planets. There's so much happening right now. We're coming onto the new astrological year with Aries season next week. Plus there's big shifts all throughout March in the planets as well. So with this kind of transition time, it is so much equally not just about healing, but it's about embodying that you're worthy everything. And while we go through that journey, it's about trust, because we are worthy more than we have usually. That's our journey through life, right? So it's about trusting that, yes, I am going to be guided there. The universe always guides me. My higher self always guides me. My soul guides me every single day. And so the more you can open up to that worthiness and to receiving, this is that divine feminine energy that we all have. Some of you might have seen what I posted a few days ago, the gene key of the week. Last week was number 22, and that's grace. And ultimately, that's the divine feminine energy of receiving, of not doing so much. I work mostly with people who have been in their doing energy for most of their life. They had to take care of themselves. They had to stand up for themselves or get things done, because otherwise it wasn't done. They had to be the one who held the energy, all of that, right? So in that reprogramming is that we are worthy just receiving. You're worthy receiving things with ease. You're worthy receiving all your dreams, period. And with ease. And you don't have to give something in return. That's what's most of our subconscious pattern and programming and trauma wounding has been about, is that, well, if I just give this as a child, if we don't get the love that every child deserves, and if we're not seen in fully who we are in our essence, it's been twisted into, oh, well, I have to do something, or I have to give something in order to deserve. And that's not the truth. So I just wanted to kind of give you that this week to see where can you work on receiving more? Where are your worthiness wounds? And how can you embody being more worthy? Not just here, but fully embody it, right? So for those of you who want to go deeper into this, I have a worthiness ritual coming up on the spring equinox, which is the start of Aries season. It's the Aries new moon as well. And that is the start of the new year. So as we're closing all these cycles, we're going to do a cleansing ritual and cord cutting, and then coming into worthiness, into all of our dreams, into a space within ourselves that has always been there underneath all the noise of trauma, of mind conditioning, of all of these things, right? So if you're in for that, I have 5 spots available for next Tuesday for the worthiness ritual. I'll put the link in below. You can find it on my website as well on the first page, sanctuarywithinyou.com. And if you haven't yet, for those who are interested, if you haven't yet seen or haven't yet signed up with my Astro Magic workshop, that we only have 1 spot left for those of you who want to know more how you can work with the shifts that we're right in the middle of right now, and also just on a daily basis to manifest what you want, to rest when you're called to, and where to focus your energy in order to release as well as manifest. So that's there for you as well. I only have 1 spot left for that, and that's for this coming Sunday. All right, so let's get started. And if you are not listening to this on YouTube, I will do the pick a pile over on YouTube, because that's going to be a longer video. So head over there. It's Sanctuary Within You, as well as my which is my YouTube handle. So for this week, I have 3 piles that you can pick. So take a moment just to breathe in, ground into your soul, to your energy, to the universe, away from all the noise in your mind or around you or anyone else's energy. Good opportunity for this week to make sure that you're not up in other people's energy or on social media, which doesn't serve you, all of these things, right? So feel into if you are here for the messages for number 1, 2, or 3. So number 1, I have represented by the red tiger eye. And for you who are interested in the crystal, red tiger eye is grounding. It's also really good for forward movement, steady, working towards your goals. And then we have green aventurine, which is really good for both for manifestation, but also for healing, because it's that green heart chakra healing. But then if you pair it with other crystals, it can be really good for manifesting that wholeness as well. And then as pile number 3, I have the carnelian. So fire energy, life force energy. Some spiciness to that. All right, so pick your pile, and then we'll start with number 1. Move these out of here. All right, so number 1 is the void. That's where we start, and then I'm going to do some tarot on top of that. So for you who pick number 1, this is the void. Is that space where it feels like a blank space, where I feel like some of you, there might be 2 different, because it's a general reading. Some of you who are listening, you are being called to go into that quiet space within, because in that void, that's where you hear yourself. Some of you are too much in your mind, too much taking in, very sensitive to other people's energy. As I said, there's a lot of Neptune activations in different ways this week. So it's really important that you protect your energy, and that you discern what is an illusion in your mind or what is other people's energies, and just really ground in, right? So for some of you, you're called to go into that peace within, underneath all the noise of the world and of your mind. Because in that void, in that empty space, you can hear yourself. You hear your soul. You hear your soul purpose. You hear your guidance and your intuition right here and now, and what you are being called to be or do or embody right here and now. So for some of you, it's going to be that. For some of you, it might be more so that you are in this space of almost feeling like a waiting period. There is so much happening right now in the collective, as we're closing out Pisces season, starting Aries season, and then with Saturn and Pluto and Mars making huge transits this month as well. And you can go and see see where those transits fall in your chart, especially in the Pisces energy, the house of Pisces for you, also Gemini with Mars there, and wrapping up its course till next week, and then Pluto moving in from Capricorn into Aquarius, which is a 15 to 20 year cycle. We're starting a new 20-year cycle with that. So huge shift. So for you, I can feel like some of you are just in the middle of this shift right now. And I talked about that actually in my post today in terms of trusting. It's all about coming into trusting yourself, especially when we are in transition, where you can feel it in your heart that your energy is moving, something is about to fall into place. You've done your work to set yourself up correctly for that. And then you feel the shift coming, but it's not here yet. And that's where we have to move into trust. So that our mind, our old patterns don't kind of pull us back into the comfort zone where we've been, but that's the reason why we're limited in that space, right? Growth always happens in the unknown, out of our comfort zone. So for some of you, you are in this in-between space. So let's look into further where you're being called to either be or act on right now in this in-between space, or for you who are called to go within and kind of just stay in that. Both of you, or however that is like both is about staying right here and not retract back or trying to grasp onto something, or for the mind trying to control or grasp onto something, but actually staying in trust and in the void. Trusting in divine timing came in too. So let me see here first. Some of you are working with freedom too. I saw a horse running, and horses for me is about freedom, but it's about what the horse is doing as we receive the download. And I see this like kind of like running back and forth along a fence. So a little bit of a frustration, which could so easily happen, right? When we're in this space. So this is for you to every day practice to get out of your mind and into your soul. That's where you're going to make the biggest shift. That's where you're prepping yourself so that you don't go back. Okay. And then, so, trusting in that. And I can feel some frustration there as well. This is about also making sure that you are staying in the optimistic thoughts, and it's going to be so much easier when you surround yourself with content on social media or people, the energy of optimism, the energy of breaking through, the energy of more than what currently is. So that's really important for you too. That came in as an orange. I work a lot with animal and plant wisdom for you who are new to me. So that came in with that message as well. Okay, so let's see here. All right. Well, some of you are definitely manifesting money and opportunities for money. Ooh, okay. Okay. So the medicine card for the void is Ace of Pentacles. So this is, just as I said, this is making sure that your mindset and your energy and your feelings are aligned. It's not just about, it is about mindset, but we have to bring our feelings into that, because if we don't really fully believe what we are telling ourselves, then there's still some point to it, obviously, but it's the feelings of feeling it, embodying that abundance that's going to bring you forward. So for you, that pick this pile, this is going to be really important for you to embody that abundance and being open to all kinds of opportunities. I feel like sometimes it's simply not the way we think it. So let's not be rigid here in how abundance or money or that fulfillment is coming into you. Some of you might be manifesting, because it's the Pentacles, is not only about money, it's also about material things. So might be manifesting more stability in your home or something like that as well, or even a new place. So making sure that your feelings are aligned with that too, and meditation always gets you there, right? In the spiritual field here, this is about actually what I talked about in the beginning. So this is about worthiness. The Judgment card here is that, are you ready to receive all your blessings? Do you believe that you are fully worthy of all your dreams, right? Here in here. So this is for you, would be really great to really anchoring in that worthiness and seeing what it is in the past. I always go to the core, as most of you know, in my sessions, in the child healing sessions, and even past life sessions, right? Or soul retrieval, we go to the core of that, like what it keeps repeating itself as a pattern, so we can heal it at the core of maybe some of you have been working through not feeling enough or not being seen, and in that way not being worthy, or just that you've had connected with it's what you do rather than who you are, that is connected to the worthiness for you, and that needs to shift into who you are. So for you to work with that, and as I said, join my worthiness ritual on the spring equinox. It's a really potent time to do that next week. Obviously, I have one-on-one sessions too if you want to go really deeper for yourself. We have a little bit of time for shares and whatnot in the ritual, and that's why I'm capping the participants in there. But if you want to go deep, I'm here for you for that. So then in the action field, this is the tower. So this is for some of you, it might be something unexpected that is falling away from you. Like the tower, I'm a Scorpio moon. I love transition, right? I've done it for almost 20 years now on my spiritual path. And when I was forced to let go, but at this now I know that I am so much stronger because everything that I went through, that was a tower moment. So this is about letting go. And for you, I think if you tune in, you know what you have to let go. You can't entertain you can't entertain a feeling with you of not feeling enough or moving from scarcity, or even for some of you, it's going to be relationships, whether they're like close or friendship or whatever it is. Like you can't be with that energy if it's not aligned with what you're actually dreaming of. So you have to align those energies of what you take action on a daily basis to what being aligned for your soul and what you're dreaming about. So for some of you, I think you're going to have really clarity if not already. This is also Saturn just moved into Pisces, right? So Saturn is here to change our foundation into something more sustainable for you. Let go of the foundations that doesn't work anymore. That was old programming, old survival mode maybe, into new. So this is a 3-year transit. Obviously it's going to take some time, but for you, I feel like it might just come in as a download or insight now. And this is encouraging you to let go and to do the healing work, to do the alchemy. We always receive our strength come into our strength when we can see the blessings that we learn when we let go and the reasons for it. And then it's asking you to kind of stick with, like, in the future, but this is the near future, I feel like, but just having with the Hangman here, all the 3 cards here, they're major arcana. So this is a big energy for you that you're going through right now. So this is changing the perspective. Since this is looking at the future, knowing that you will change this that doesn't work anymore, you will change this perspective and you will also reach more enlightenment. What I just said, right? The words always, sometimes come before the cards. What I said too, of you'll actually be wiser and more you, peeling off the layers that we talked about in the beginning to your soul when you let go of whatever the situation is. Some of you know it, some of you it's going to be a little bit more unexpected, but when you do sit in the energy, you will know your soul always guides you, right? So you will reach this more enlightenment, more wisdom, and a change your perspective with this energy as well. And as let's see here. I actually want to do that. Yes. So as a result of all of this, okay, no, not too many. As a result of all of this work, if you do these things that this reading is suggesting you to do, as a result, we have the Empress. This is full abundance with that Pentacle card in the middle. This is full, having everything you possibly dream of, creative ideas, and abundance and lushness and yumminess. We have Venus moving into Taurus later this week, so that's just a beautiful energy in itself. So if you do your work and moving with these transits and with your soul, then this is what you're stepping into. Nothing can be better than this. Abundance, love, the Empress. Yeah, that's amazing. So one more last one for you, where you tend to trip yourself up the most. And that, Page of Cups, that's interesting. So this is a youthful, playful energy of fulfillment. So you might be too serious. You might just be too much in your head of like, how can I do this? Or what can I grasp onto? Or just like diligent overworking, right? Where you trip yourself up. This is either, for some of you, is maybe not fully believing that, this can be with love too. So fully believing that love is there for you, the love that you've always dreamed of, the love that is everything. For some of you it's that, and for some of you it's just this fulfillment of and playfulness that it's not there. And since I pulled it as this is what you're tripping yourself up, that's kind of a clue for you to look into deeper, or to work on as well. Where you trip yourself up in terms of not allowing play or playfulness. Like shake yourself up, go out and do something, I always say like do some skip steps on the way to whatever you go, and like just to shake yourself up in that energy, right? And then fully come into your worthiness, that you are worthy of receiving everything with ease and laughter and happiness and love, like all of these things. And for you manifesting money, it's like that can come with ease, okay? So if this was helpful for you, please like this video, share with anyone else that you think might benefit from it. And as I said, I'm here for these 2 rituals coming up, workshops and worthiness rituals as well. And you can also find my one-on-one sessions if you want to go deeper into your soul journey, into your healing, inner child healing, as well as past life healing and worthiness, so that you can really step into your dream life, to who you were meant to be and what you were meant to do in this world and in this life as well. All right, thank you. So that was pile number 1. And so now we have pile number 2, the Green Aventurine. And we have, the Warrior and Ram energy with this. Some of you are definitely Aries that picked this pile, because this is that inner warrior and outer warrior. For some of you, if you are someone that does work for humanity and good causes of that, this is bringing you into that. And for some of us, we do it on an internal one-to-one basis. Some of us we're doing in a bigger setting, right? And maybe political setting or nonprofit or whatever that is. Like we all have our different ways, and it's just about knowing who we are, right? Where our gifts and soul purpose is. So for you, and this is beautiful, we're obviously going into Aries season with the spring equinox on Monday, and then the Aries new moon following that as well. So this is beautiful manifestation energy for you, especially if you have Aries placement, prominent Aries placements. We still have Venus in Aries right now for a few more days, and Jupiter is in Aries. And then on Sunday, we have Mercury moving into Aries too. So this is going to be a lot of forward movement for you wherever you have that in your chart. And also speaking it, or being that warrior, but speaking your truth. You don't have to like fight for it, but fight for yourself, I would say, instead. So let's go into seeing what this holds for you, how you can work with this energy even more. I'm seeing sheep. I work a lot with animal wisdom. Sheep for me are working together. And it's actually what I'm feeling here is that I saw this one sheep, kind of the energy of a male, of someone who's like, who got this, who is this warrior in a sense, right? But the thing is that it's asking you for not doing this alone. You don't have to be alone anymore. Some of you might have definitely been working with or called to work with abandonment wounds and trust wounds. I did post about trusting on Instagram this morning, but for some of you working through that, because some of you have to reprogram that you don't have to do it alone. And I know this is something that I work with most of my clients with, right? It's this of we've had to do it alone at some point because we haven't been seen or heard or whatever. We just learned that, okay, if something's going to happen, I have to do it. So with this vision that I just got, I feel like you would really benefit from opening your heart, daring to trust other people, daring to trust that you've done your inner work or you're doing your inner work so that you now attract a different kind of person. Our inner state always reflects in our outer. And if you're into Gene Keys, you can look at your attraction field for this, right? But that's what it is with all relationship, where we are and where we are worthy inside of us, like not where we're worthy, but where we are on that journey inside of us, that's what we attract on the outside. So for some of you, you're definitely, I feel like, called to work through that. You don't have to do it alone, okay? And that's how we can guide. We can guide through to calling it in with the angels, with the universe. We can call it in with people around us. We can call it in any way, support that you need. Coaching, obviously, to healing, so that you can learn that how it feels to have someone holding space for you. I feel that this is a general reading, but I feel like that's definitely important for some of you. Okay, so let's go into this more. Okay, so how you get there. Whoa, okay. So how you get there, the medicine card for this is the High Priestess. So this is trusting your intuition. You are very, very intuitive. You always have it within you here. We are in Pisces season still with so much activations going on with Neptune this week, which as long as you discern what is your energy and what is your soul and what is other people's energy, this week is perfect to go within. You just have to make sure that you have your energetic boundaries up and taking time for yourself, so that then it's super amazing for downloads this week. But just make sure that you consume whatever energy it is that you consume in social media or around you in your environment, people around you, so that it supports you, and then that you also create this space for yourself so that you can really hear where you're being guided here. As the second card in the spiritual field, that's the Queen of Cups, and this is like next to the High Priestess, right? This is also the intuitive card. So this is also calling you for emotional stability, because our mind, when we go into worry, I feel like some of you too can easily go into worry or non-belief or negative, or maybe some of you maybe even hopelessness in some energies or some cases. So this is about really working on your emotional stability here, of observing your mind, observing your nervous system. If you go into reaction space from old woundings and past trauma, this is really, I feel like you're going through a big purging in a sense, but also like awareness. You're being called to really, really tap in to your awareness, so that, as I said in the beginning, so that you can be a warrior for your heart, for your soul purpose, for the reason why you came here in this life, and also any abandonment wounds or anything like that you are healing. So make sure that you do seek support for that, and also working on it within yourself, and prioritizing yourself is always, always, always the case. To awareness within us, to see where we trip ourselves up, and also where our wounding lays, so that we can alchemize that into beauty and into soul purpose instead, right? And wisdom. So, action step. Okay. Yeah. I felt two cards there. Action step is the Page of Wands. This is new ideas. There's going to be some new ideas. So some of you taking action on new ideas, but it's more so not rushing into things. Like with all this intuitive energy coming through, I feel like, Okay, being intentional and seeing what is it that lights you up? What is it that is your passion right now? Not yesterday, not 2 years ago. Right now, allow yourself, give yourself permission to change, and be intentional with that. And then have those downloads. It's going to bring in new ideas of your next move. So listen to them because they're there, but you have to create space for you to hear them, so you're not too much in your mind, okay? Because that is bringing you to the world. Look at this. Look how beautiful is this. This is everything coming together. This is the last card of the major arcana. Everything coming together in your full dreams. This is what you are manifesting. So make sure that you do listen to those downloads that come, because oh my gosh, only amazing things are coming. Talking about spearheading warrior for yourself, right? And then also, yeah, this is so much subconscious, like really going into awareness about yourself, because in the future, and how to like look at the future, there might be hidden things with the moon. Also, this is also great for the Aries new moon coming up next week, and that's why I have the worthiness ritual on that, so that we can go into those new ideas as well. So working with the moon for that, but also working with the subconscious is what the moon is symbolizing as well. There might be hidden truths right now, but it's like this whole reading is asking you to go so deep within you, and so deep within your soul journey, and understanding yourself and awareness. Because as I said in the beginning, I got this energy of the soul purpose. You're here to live your soul purpose, and clarity in that, and fighting for that in a sense, right? And sometimes that is just an inner fight for that. Okay. And then also, look at that. So this is coming out as an outcome card. This is picking your fights, right? So don't just do things just to do things, or just to like from an ego point of view. This is about really going in with grace to see what is worth your time, and where are you not fighting, but sometimes it can also be talking with someone that is just like, why are you spending time and energy on someone that won't see you? This has to do often with abandonment wounds, that we want that validation from someone, but we have to see that sometimes we have to walk away and seek that validation somewhere else instead, because otherwise you're just going to repeat those patterns, right? So this is like picking your fights, not necessarily fights, but where do you spend your energy, and do you waste your energy? This can also be completely internally. It might not have to be with anyone. It can be internally. If you're just in your mind about worrying about things, then that's a waste of energy. That's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of your energy. So also being really, as I said, intentional. So this is for you to go really deep within, do your soul work, and soul growth work as well, and meditation for you to get out of your mind for sure. Okay, I'm gonna do one more card where you tend to trip yourself the most. I feel like I've touched on it already. Okay, so this is where you tend to trip yourself up. With the Ace of Wands coming in here, this is like taking a risk, right? Taking a risk of acting on your passions. I feel like you might be too much in your head, and that's why all of these cards are coming up, of being in the safety zone, where you're actually now called to step up and do take action, and believing that your passions and desires and everything that you want, that brings you joy and passion and enlightenment, all of it is here. But I feel like this is a general reading, so it's going to hit differently for all of you, but some of you, you're definitely too much in your head, or in also, if you're not around people that are go-getters, and that do believe in in doing the work to improving ourselves, and want to say that with grace, right? Because this is so much about going within and improving more the connection with who we truly already are, right? That's improving ourselves. So some of you, you're gonna you trip yourself up with not believing that all of this passion will come through for you, and not believe, because if you wish for something that hasn't been here yet, you have to dare to step out of your comfort zone, because your mind only knows what has been. So if you keep acting on your mind, then you're just going to get the same again. And if you want more, if you want your soul purpose, if you want all the love, all the being seen, being fulfilled, all of that. You have to believe in it. You have to do the work in order to get there. Okay. So definitely, as I said, with that, like lone sheep ram in the beginning, like this is for you to lean into support. Make sure that you seek it with this card, that you seek it from the proper people. Okay, people that can truly guide you and hold that space for you. You might have friends to do that, but it's not always. Depends on your friends, obviously. Who are they? Are they in that same energy? Have they already achieved some of the things that you want? Can they hold that space? Otherwise, I would recommend a coach or healer to do that, so that you can get past your mind and get past wounding and traumatizing experiences as well. So for some of you, that's going to be a little bit more healing as well. But you got it. You got it all. You can do it all. This is about getting out of your comfort zone and seek that support, is what I would guide you to. As I said, I have for next week, I have my sessions open for deep dives and also the worthiness ritual as well, if you want, especially if you're Aries based sign, that would be amazing for you. Or snag the last spot. As I'm filming this, I have one more spot for the Astro Transit Magic Workshop on Sunday as well, if you want to know more of how you can work with these energies in your personal natal chart. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, and share this video if it's helpful for you. And also comment. I love to read comments and see where you're at as well. So do that down below. All right, so pile number 3, we had the carnelian, a little bit of fire, spice, connecting to your life force energy, your own passions. And we have the outlaw. Okay, so with this being connected to this is for you to really step out of your comfort zone and also go on a walkabout, right? This is about doing things in a different way than you normally do. So shaking up your routines. For some of you, maybe even take a trip somewhere or do a staycation just for one night, so that you can get away from the collective, from your day to day. Or you can create, if you do have that kind of home, you can create that for yourself. I feel like this is, it's kind of similar to the Hermit card in a way. Is like, this is soul searching, but doing it, I'm really feeling for you, this is a general reading, but for most of you listening to it and picked pile number 3, this is about shaking up your routine, okay? We grow just out of our comfort zone. And so if we keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, then it's really hard. It's kind of an uphill battle, right? And sometimes we just need to get out. Some of you might just get out and take a walk too, right? But just do something different so that you can just open the door to downloads. This week is a really great week for downloads because of the Neptune Sun Cazimi happening. But it's also really important that you make sure that it's your downloads, so that you're not just taking in other people's energies, because that's also really prominent this week. Or as well as on social media, not getting stuck in like maybe illusions. You know, what we see in social media is just one side thing of whatever people want to show on social media. So not going into like, oh, well, if you get, for some of you, I feel like you might be seeing things that are triggering or however. In that case, if you do want to be on social media, make sure that it's empowering for you. Okay, empowers you. But I feel like for some of you also, just dare to put down the phone, right? And go on this walkabout into yourself, into soul searching. A little bit drastic, like with the carnelian here, I just feel like this, like, do a little bit drastic. Shake up your routine and shake up yourself. Okay, let's go into how we do this. Interesting. Okay, so for some of you, the message here is about that you need to know that there's karmic justice coming into your energy. For some of you, the justice card can be also just like legal things or things just kind of falling into place that you maybe been working with for a while, or however things might actually fall into place like that. But for some of you, it's also karmic justice. So let me tune into this message a little bit more, and with the outlaw, how that comes together. Right. So this is, I feel a very strong intention here. This is for you to be really intentional with what you want to create from now on. And that's why you're called to go on a walkabout, right? To have that soul searching of like, okay, what is it really that I want to create? And what is my soul purpose? What is my gifts? Maybe some of you are really thinking about acting on that even more, of living that out as your own entrepreneur or working for someone, but really living in your strength and with your gifts. And knowing that if you have been through a lot in your life and also recently, it's been a year. If if you have Scorpio placements or Taurus placements, that's also, we're in still the nodes being in Scorpio and Taurus until July. But I feel like this message of things will work out better, but just make sure that you're intentional with your energy, with your thoughts, with your actions, so you take aligned action, and that is where you will reach success. Okay, and let me see here. Okay, so in the spiritual field, this is working on a spiritual growth level of walking away from previous hurts or disappointments, and seeing where that sits. This is healing work for sure, so that it doesn't, even if we know it up here, we still have to do the energetic work and reprogram our nervous system, reprogram our thought patterns as well, right? But also the body just takes a little bit more time sometimes than the mind to reprogram, and not acting on or reacting on past traumas and wounding. So there's something here that you're called to walk away from. I feel like it's pretty deep coming up in the spiritual field like that. I feel like it's a pretty deep, let's just alchemize all your wounds. Okay, you're here to step into your full divinity, to the queen, the king that you are. And so in that space, in your soul, living from your soul, past wounding and mind, ego doesn't fit in there. Okay, it doesn't fit in there. That's the law of the universe. If you go into exploring cosmic laws, that it doesn't fit in there, because that's not the purity of the soul. The soul knows its worthiness. The soul knows its divinity and abundance, just as it is, right? And there's just so much peace in that. So for some of you who are not in that space, this is the time to alchemize that. In an action, this is believing, taking action on. As I said, with the outlaw coming in from the beginning, that's like, okay, you need to shake something up. Because blessings are around the corner here. This is what you need to take action on. So it's also something that you've been thinking about, that you've been wishing, wanting, passionate, whatever that is. It's time to take action. This time of you kick your butt and get into action. And maybe that's uncomfortable, but that's where you grow, because there's so much blessing. So acting as what you want is already here. That's of utmost importance here. Aligned action, and then just taking that risk, jumping into it, because this is what awaits for you. Okay, this is what awaits for you. So acting from what I call your next level self, away from any past wounding. Okay, and if you need help with that, seek that support. Obviously, I'm here to do inner child healing sessions, to do past life sessions as well, or whatever it is that you need someone else to help you hold space and do the healing work as well. It might, for some of you, it might be physical as well, to really working it through your body with an energy worker as well. Okay, so then in the future, are you ready to receive all this? You've already done so. It might just be, you might feel like you've gone through so much. That's what I said. You might gone through a lot. And if there's any healing to do, it's just that last little oomph, and it might feel for you that, oh my gosh, I've already done enough. When is all the blessings going to come in? Well, they're right here. Okay, so just walk away from whatever that situation is and do that last bit of healing, so that you can open up this new, the astrological year with Aries season next week already. It's do that letting go and that healing, because this is what awaits, okay? The blessings and everything. Are you ready to receive all your blessings? You need to open yourself up so that you can receive them, so you don't push them away out of fear or past trauma or old mindset beliefs and all of that, right? So this is for you to act on that. Obviously, my Worthiness workshop would be perfect for you next week to do if you want to have help to do that. I always love doing these things in groups as well. Some of you go in one-on-one if you want a deeper dive, but group dynamics has a really beautiful benefit as well, because we get to do things together. When we come together, we become, multifold more powerful together. And also something for someone, a card or something that I will draw for someone, that's a message for you too, or someone's experience in a meditation and sharing that with you, then you get an additional message. So there's so much beautifulness happening in groups as well. So if that feels if you feel called for that, join me in that Worthiness ritual. Let me see. I'm going to do one more card as an outcome card for you. Let's see here. Yes, see the Queen of Pentacles, all abundance, stability, so that you can feel safe, and so that you have all the luxury and all the yumminess that you want to. That is here for you when you do this work that these cards have suggested, okay? And then I'm going to do one more card where you tend to trip yourself up, although I do feel like that, like trusting abandonment, feeling unworthy, feeling not seen, feeling not loved. That's what you're letting go of here. But I'm going to see where you tend to trip yourself upmost. Yeah, exactly. So the Five of Cups here, this is also looking at what has been, looking at old thing, maybe reminiscing and not actually seeing that right behind you. There's two full cups here. They're standing up. They're ready. All these blessings, as I said, they're here for you. Okay, so don't just focus on this. But this has to do with grief work too. Grief that things didn't work out as we wanted, or grief from trauma or wounding as well. Even if it's if from people that we love, especially if it goes back to our childhood and parents, which it usually does, right? That deserves grieving. The old you deserves grieving in order to alchemize it, really to let go and to allow it to be wisdom instead. So this card is saying that to you too. And because I pulled it as where you trip yourself up, is that not quite daring to take that step of letting go of that. There's emotional bonds here, right? And this is a general reading, so it might be different for all of you, but making sure that you do turn around and see this. Okay, so it's time to let go, time for that healing work, so that you can receive all these blessings. Okay, they're right in front of your nose if you just turn around. Okay, so choose that. Go on a walkabout, take time for yourself so that you can do this. What I was just going to say, schedule a healing session, do this, schedule time for yourself, for meditation, for all of the things. Okay. That's for you, the message for you right now. If this resonates with you, subscribe, share it with someone else that might benefit from hearing these messages, and comment if you want to below. I always love to read comments, and I always reply where you're at or how it feels for you, and all of those things. Okay, and I will see you again come April. I do a lot on my Instagram and in my Facebook group too, but go on Instagram and don't miss Instagram stories, because I do a lot of updates almost daily there as well, in terms of what's going on in the energies and little tips and all of those kind of things. So thank you so much for this time. I hope to see you in a session or a ritual or workshop soon, and have a beautiful rest of your week, and do you. Okay? Mwah. Bye.